Alright, alright, alright. Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? How are we doing? Up, boom. Okay, we are live on both YouTube and Twitch. Good to go. Alright, we're just gonna jump right in. I already have, well, designing a building might be a bit much, but trying to keep the title as simple as possible. So I've got the factory already. We're just decorating at this point. But I am making all the dyes, and then I am making, well, no, technically I'm making all the dyes. I'm not yet making like any liquids and stuff, which I might do either here or at the facility, but that's gonna be for future problems or for future expansions. God damn it. That being said, though, I do want to add some more just decorations in general. Because these are pretty flat walls. So I might also, I'm thinking, I might put this building close to the card factory, because these are tied together, and so I'm thinking of maybe adding a little sugarcane farm to the side of this. I don't know. One thing is for sure, I need to fill this with grass. Fill grass. Like that. Car factory? Wait, no, a dye factory. Card with a D, card factory. Okay. Just gonna square this all off. No, I'm not using clockwork. I don't have clockwork installed. There we go. We'll fill that in with grass as well. Just so I have a bit of a reference for now. There's so many flat walls. So I want a couple of smokestacks along this building, I think. So what gives us those hulls? I think it's this one. No, it's the other one. Dude, every time I start streaming, my nose just goes, oh, apparently you wanna be able to talk. I'm gonna say no to that. But the cards, it's with creatures and stuff, right? Yes. Yes. That is what it is, yes. That's the wrong one. I needed to be this one. Okay, so that's that. I've been trying to get those made into a mod instead of using Cube.js, and it's a thing. It's a challenge. X-Men cards in 2026. I mean, yeah, kind of. Kind of. It's not Agumon. I wouldn't call it that, but yeah, no, I'm trying to make a card game, and that's gonna be a create add-on, I guess. I don't know if I'm gonna add other, any other ways to get the recipes, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll figure it out. Okay, I want to get like another one of those vents. Hello, DK. Welcome in. Another one of those vents in here, which is always fun. I dig the roof. What's the redstone block? So this is netherrack, small netherrack bricks, and then this is mangrove. The small netherrack bricks are from create. It's not this one. It's this one. Design and decor. Yeah, they add all the create variants for all the blocks that aren't in base create. We'll do a flywheel in here. And then oh, come on, where's the windmill bearing? No, I've been trying to figure out how to code with Neoforge, or for Neoforge, which is a thing. Also, 4 months for DK. That's pretty cool, pretty nifty. I'm gonna add that to the jar. Yeah, I tried making the roof look as like messed up, like they've just kept adding to the build. They've had like the base building and then they kept adding to it. Looked red and black. Yeah. It kind of does. Okay, we'll add these. Wisdom check. It's still printing. Ooh. There you go. There you go. No. There we go. I would find critical vulnerabilities in my target. Maybe. Maybe. Sure, that's or what we also could do, instead of having them be like that, is in Java. I have no idea. Again, I don't code, so I'm just following tutorials at the moment. I don't have any experience in like coding. I don't know all of the languages or whatever it is. What's the file extension? Java. I could show you, but it also kind of just, you know, takes a while to set up. I want to make this look better. The problem with this is that these are these connect to half a block and not. Using JetBrains IDE. Is that the Intel IJ one? Because that's the one I use. Yeah, that's the one I use. Again, I'm following a tutorial, so everything can shut up and run script. Oops, the game test. I know, but still. First of all, I need to get this done because otherwise, no video next week, and we don't want that, do we? If I do something like that, it looks like it's being supported, which I do like. Right? So that's good. And I need to do a similar setup over here. But here we can be a little less sneaky. Here it doesn't really matter. Although I could do extra minor speed, but I like it being slow. What I do keep forgetting is that you could do this, or you can do this. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'm missing one. I mean, I could also... No, I shouldn't. Let's see if it works with 8 like these, or with 7 like this. I don't know if those count as 2 blocks or not, but we can only try, I guess. No, for so far I've gotten 2 cards to be made into like an actual mod, which is cool. So I'll be adding. Yeah, I need more. So I'll be adding more cards, of course, and then I'm gonna try and get recipes in as well. Don't know when that's gonna happen, but eventually, I guess. Do I want to connect it over here or not? Because I don't think I can encase these, right? I mean, technically I could. I could go... like that, and then start rotating it. Right, and then we just do that. Is it Z fighting? No, so we could do that. There we go. Okay, and then we grab these, put them behind this as like some kind of a grate. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, this is one question I do have. How do I, if anyone has experience with this, but how do I actually integrate create into the code? Because at this moment it's all vanilla, but I want to add create recipes instead of vanilla recipes. So I will have to figure out a way to incorporate create into my code. I need to have create mod downloaded into the mods folder, then you can use it. So, I don't know. and have it in dependencies. Okay. I assume there'll be tutorials on that as well. Right? Should be some tutorials. Version matters. In what way? In what way does the version matter? Yeah, again, you have to explain stuff like this to me like I'm a kid, like I'm a toddler, right? Dependency version. So I just kind of go, like, if I want to do it for create 6.1, I need to have both that in the folder as have it in dependencies. Is that what you're saying? .1 mainly. I don't know if my that's so I'm making this for this mod pack that I'm on right now. So I don't think I want to do it for a newer version of create, since I'm still working on this one. Right? Okay, so that's that. I feel like that's already a lot better. And then if we do like the small windows up here, we can put something down here. Maybe some. Oh, what we could do is have an overhang. If we go into slabs here, modding by code. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. I also will need to figure out how to make custom models. Also, I don't think he has I don't think he has a video on this, but is there a way to use one texture for multiple items? Models on block. Yeah, I know that I know, but then I need to figure out how to give multiple textures to one model. That's mostly what I want to figure out, because I want to make like a back texture for the cards as well, so we have a back and a front, but I want that back texture to be the same on all cards. You know, if we're done with this, we might do some coding today. But I need to figure if I need to do this first. An item only uses a single texture, not multiple. Yeah, but there has to be a way to make a model that has a front and a back side, right? Because stuff like what's a good example? There's blocks with multiple textures, right? Come on. Oh, yeah, right. Think of this, right? Where the blocks are not the same. Like a barrel is, I think, the best way to say it. Right. You have this texture on around, and then texture at the back, a different texture on top. The question is, can I do that for items as well? I mean, I can, because look at the heavy core. That has two different textures. It's got the side and then the top, right? So I should be able to do it, but I don't know how. Don't know why. I don't know how. I know why, but. Do I want to do... You know what? No. Let's do... something along those lines. Okay, then I think we're pretty good at this side as well. Now we just need to figure out what we're going to do over here. And I'm tempted to do... Because if we're putting this on a like a city scale, right? It's a 3D texture file, usually the T-shaped texture file. Yeah, okay, we'll figure it out. So what we could do is we could have our retaining wall, because we're gonna put a little wall around this with like an entrance. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, so I could technically leave this pretty bare, because I want to have like a retaining wall come up to this height. So that's going to cover most of that lower end, but then we can add some of these just to peek over the buildings, over that wall, basically. And then over here, I don't think I'll do anything with this. Maybe we'll do like a pipe. But what I mostly want to figure out is the tower, because we do have a big tower on this. That is very particular, because I can't really do anything with it on the inside. So it all needs to come from the outside. So those are some extra chimneys. And then over here, I think I'll like figure out a way or a height that I like. And we can put some half slabs as some panels, I guess. There we go. So I want to keep this fairly slim. Okay. Good. And then we'll do 2 bigger windows on this end. If I do that, I could do 3x3s if I wanted to. Sure. Hello, Eloise. Welcome in. The JA integration. Okay. Because we're gonna have to do JEI as well. And I kind of want to do, but that's gonna be create, I guess. But I kind of want to do some ponder as well. But that's gonna be create, I guess. Okay, this is just gonna be lots of air. But I don't mind that, and then we can put some smaller. Oh, I'm gonna say we kind of split it up over here as well. And then we'll put some smaller windows on this level. Yeah, I think first and foremost is getting all the cards in place and setting it up so I can easily change their textures, because that's something I'll have to do once I get different art made. The thing is, I'm not that good of an artist. On the other hand, I am a big supporter of the idea that if you can't do it yourself, you shouldn't be doing it. So I might, for the first couple of cards, just make some trashy art just to get it in the game, and I think that's gonna be more than enough for the beginning. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna leave the lower end of that tower as is, right? And then we're gonna come in here. Who's good at pixel art? The thing is, I wouldn't want it to be pixel art, because it's very hard to read pixel art, right? That's also something that I will have to figure out, is can I do high resolution art on a custom item? I'm assuming that the answer would be yes, right? I assume that you would be able to do that. You can do any resolution, yeah. But I don't want the item to be huge as well either. Ideally, right? This is the ideal situation. Ideally, you would have an item that looks kind of like our cards that we have now in your inventory, right? So they're not too big. And then once you right-click them, it opens up the card with all the information on it, right? So it would look like this in your inventory, and then if you right-click it, it opens up the card with all its information, right? That's kind of my idea, or where I would go with it. Or just hover. We could do that. Custom GUI, kind of, yeah. Or we could hover over it, yeah, kind of like you could do with the paintings. You have a crafting table on a stick. What type? Kind of. I know. But if I can put a high res image in this thing, that would be great as well. That would be sufficient. That'd be sufficient. Just putting a little bit of a structure in this roof. Never made it as a wise man. There we go. And I don't want it to go to the roof. I just want it to stay like so. Saturday, Sunday. Maybe Sunday. Saturday I want to play test the game that we have right now. with Throwlash. I think Throwlash is free on Saturday, and so we might stream the first playtest. Because I have, since last stream, since Sunday, I have had a little bit of a conversation where we talked about it, and he's excited, as am I. This is just, you know, flaunting some wealth on the city. This is a lighthouse? No. This is, if anything, it would be a cooling tower, or like a you know how in certain cultures they've got those natural cooling towers. This would be that. Just mostly for looks, and because it's a cactus farm. But that looks pretty good, I would say. Like, that is a pretty decent factory. It's still pretty flat, and I would have to add some more decorative aspects, but overall, this is a dye factory, so it's producing dyes at the moment. And then those dyes are going to be used for the cards. Thanks to holding liquid dye. I'm not producing liquid dye in this building per se, because I want to do that at the actual either I want to do that in a different building, or I want to do that at the other farm. I don't know where it is, the other farm. It's over there. No, this is very much gonna be just dyes. Right now I'm not producing every dye actively, and with actively I mean certain dyes are just like byproducts that I'm producing. Because I don't really need a lot of it, but then I have some space. If I want to expand, I've got some more space to add more modules for mixing. Because right now I'm not actively producing cyan dye, which I probably would want to, because I like cyan dye. And then magenta is something I'm not actively, or I think, which ones? I think it's just this one. The rest I'm producing. Oh well, we'll figure it out. The copper pipes are gonna red and white. I am producing red and white. They're very, because you use red to make and purple and orange, right? So you get through it quite often, and then white, same thing. You use white dye for both of the gray sets, and then for the blue, and for lime. So you just go through white dye so much faster, and red dye so much faster than the other colors. But we do have, I might actually add a different system over here where it splits up. But yeah, once this guy fills up a little more, it starts blasting these guys with some dye, with some bone meal for red dye. This is quite the extensive build. It's then of course we have a little farm over there doing its job. We've got our cactus farm producing its own bone meal, so I don't have to tap off that one. And then we've got this thing is, dude, blue dye, easiest thing to make in the game. If you've got quartz, you're good to go. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna get some blocks in here. Could have made a chain-based stone farm. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I think we're gonna get some textures in here. I am kind of debating what textures I want to use. Maybe do no windows, no windows first. What texture do we want to use? In a way, I want to keep to the wider blocks, but also I want to go a little grimier. So we're gonna. Oh, I did like the smooth stone ones. Smooth. I did like this type of white, because it's a bit more on the grayer side. Also, Hightail is that. I know I've played a little bit. And I can't really put that much time in it, because, you know, I got other things to do. What if we do a little bit of clay in there as well? But no, that would be more. Modding in Hightail? No. No. I'm gonna keep Hightail as a recreational thing. No, I don't think I'm gonna stream or make content out of it. I don't think that's what I should be doing. Okay, diorite is an option, but on the other hand, diorite, we've been using a lot of diorite, so I kind of want to stay away from that. Chipped is such a beautiful dude. It's so good. But also, I do like these blocks as well, because you get some good cut blocks out of this. Like the mud variants from Design and Decor is pretty good as well. And then we do have dolomite, which maybe a sprinkle of dolomite might actually help, because that's a bit on the wider side. I think that might be it. And then, so we'll do that for the main building, which I do want to put some, maybe not on everything, but maybe on the main building we put a bit of a pillar on each corner, just to kind of frame it out a little bit more. And then I would reorganize these to be 2 windows, or no, let's do, yeah. Or we could do, no. No. Yeah, I'll keep it at that. That's fine. Just do that. Do I want to do this on this side? We could. Maybe we just have to make this 1 3 wide, which is doable. There we go. There we go. And then that one I'm gonna keep as, maybe not. Maybe I frame this one out as well, because it's just the corner over here. And then a little bit of this corner as well. Okay, so that I'm gonna keep as is, and then this. Let's just do them all at this point. Everything that connects to the ground will do. Right there. Building question. How do I differentiate between barn and a factory? So I make do. I feel like a factory is more so is multiple buildings, whereas a barn is one big building. So in this case, you could kind of look at it as a barn with multiple added buildings on top of it, right? That's kind of where I would go for like a factory. It's just like an amalgamation, if you want to use the fancy words, but like a combination of multiple buildings that are just like pasted and molded together. I think that's the best way to do it. I think if you think about it that way, you get also just it's not so much the building, it's the environment that makes it more industrial. Get some chimneys on there, get some pipes, get some just some industrial vibes going. And then for barns, get your fields, get your forests around it. Get some even though it's man-made, but get some greenery around it. I think that's your biggest differentiation between the two. Okay, so we're gonna go in here. We're just gonna take you, I think, if I go here, it'd be good. And we're just gonna come out here a little bit. Makes sense. I've tried make a fresh build. It looks like a barn. Just need a big. Yeah, I usually start. I'm gonna make a very. Do I have some good examples? That it's like visible. Not in this role, no. But if I would have to go like give a small example, I would go with like start with your main building, because every factory has that one large room, right? Start with your main like work area. This is a very small scale, but boom, main building, and then you go like, oh, I need a little bit of an awning over here, right? We're gonna put a roof on here, but I'm gonna put like a little bit of a tower or a chimney over here. Like so. Maybe we make that 3 wide. Also, stick things out. If things look too flat, do not be afraid to just move them a block. Because if you look at that, what we had combined to this tower already looks a lot different. And then we could put a roof on this. I'm gonna make a very simple roof. Boom. Roof, and then this roof would have its own like I don't know what I would call it, but I would add like, you see how we have this is fairly empty. We can add like a little bit of a sticky outy bit on the roof over here. Maybe even bring it out one if you wanted to. And that's just gonna blend into that roof right there. And so if you do it like that, you get this building that looks like it's been added to over time. And that kind of makes a factory. On a very small scale, but that's how I do this. I made the big room first and then kind of go around doing all the rest. At least that's how I do it. It never pays to kick the it never pays to kick a skunk. That I can imagine. Oh, that's the wrong button. That's also the wrong button. Also, keep in mind that practice makes perfect. I've been doing this for a number of years now. Yeah, don't expect things to go 100% like right from the get-go. That's not how things go. How much am I? 30, 20%. Still 1 point. I'm heavily inspired from the Just Create SP and everyone in there wishing I could build like a. Most of us have years of experience, so don't expect it to happen overnight. I like it. I like it. Now, what about this? That's pretty good, I would say. We're to struggle. Struggle with what? Yeah, struggle is a big thing. I've done it a couple of times now where I take chat on a tour of my old bases, of my old Minecraft world before I made videos. And dude, the evolution you can see just from me experimenting with stuff is huge. Like, you have no idea how much things have changed ever since then. So yeah. And now I've done I've taken up a new project, which is learning how to make mods, how to make Minecraft mods, which is a challenge on its own. Okay, but it'll pay off in the end, because I think if I can do it myself, I'll save a lot of money in the long run. Because that means I don't have to pay someone to make mods for me. Am I gonna be as fast as somebody who does it on a regular basis? Probably not. But also, I don't really need to be. Okay, just checking if I have any. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, what's happening? Oh, I need void upgrades. I'm kind of looking at this, like how fast things are going. So certain dyes I'm just gonna have to void, because, you know, we don't need that much brown dye in general. Okay, now I think I want to get a texture for that in place, which I kind of want to go a little more gray and a little more brick heavy. I think that'll be good, right? If I do, let's say we go andesite. Andesite might actually work. That's still that lighter grayish tone that will look good with the white, but be slightly different. Either that, or we go a little warmer than gray, and we go with stone. A little warmer than andesite. We go with stone. We could also flip this script entirely and go with within the they're not real grays, these. Well, what's that color? How would you describe the color of tough? Because this might be an option. Tough might actually be an option. Chances of coding today? If I get this done, yeah, maybe a little bit. Virtual good wet sand stuff. Yeah, it's something your brain just needs to start doing at this point. You just have, your brain needs to make that connection, and once you do it, it's a lot easier to just get into it. But it's not something you'll be doing on your own. It's something that'll come over time. Just place the block and look from afar. That is a good, yeah. That is a good way to do it. You paste in your blocks, and then you make like a big area of blocks, and then you look at it from a distance. No, I need stairs because I want to frame this out a little more. That's gonna add a little bit more shape to it. Not a lot, just enough. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then we'll make this a mixture of slash replace purple wool with, I'm gonna do it manually because I don't like my roofs to be too like mixed together. We're gonna get a full block of mangrove wood. And then we'll hopping off. Yep. Have a great rest of your day or night or whatever, wherever you are. Right. You just gotta keep this going. Okay, and then we'll use most of this side for some mangrove. Along this line. Okay. And over here, we're going to take a bit of a different approach, and we're going to go across. That, and then up here. Okay. There we go. Make sure we're still on the same levels. There we go, and then we'll cap that off there. Whoa. Go. Getting rid of all the ones that are not necessary. Okay, now did I miss any purple blocks? I don't think I did, but let's check real quick. No. I got technic. No, I can't. Okay. What are we thinking? That's pretty good. And if you get some tough, now the question is what kind of tough? We could do slash replace light blue wool with, let's do 60%. No, let's do 50%. Create cut tough. And then 30% chipped rounded tough bricks, and then another 20%. We could do Create cut tough bricks. See, I don't mind that. I like that it's a bit darker, actually. I don't like it. We do want to add light on top of it, not because it's a lighthouse, but mostly because, I don't know, I think that makes sense to kind of illuminate these. I can't put them up there, but I can put them up there. Or even better, I might be able to put them... where would it make sense, actually? On there. Doesn't make sense on the outer ones. But I could do like maybe like one from there. Let me just kind of turn those on. Because that's going to help eliminate those flywheels a little bit. Right, windows. Let's look at what kind of glass that we have. One that always kind of works is this one, which I might use this a little bit, just kind of get some of that that iron frame in there. Also, I don't want everything to be stained glass. Sometimes I just want like a simple window. So those are good. I'll probably do the same for these on here. And then we'll use some of the stained or maybe the more ornate glass for the bigger windows. Okay. Some more in here. And over here, I kind of want to do... I'll do the same windows, but I kind of want to do one of those balconies that we've done in the past. Where we grab some of these and then some of this. To kind of go boom, boom. Like so. Come on, come on. A little faster. Come on, come on. This doesn't have any function except for just breaking up the wall a little bit. And then we'll have a retaining wall on the lower end. I think that's pretty good. Bigger windows. Stained. Oh, come on. Come on, come on. Faster. I mean, arch windows are always the way to go, aren't they? Dude, this is such a good song. Counting Crows. Always a good song. Okay, I think I like that. accidentally. And then over here, I want to do, what's that, light blue stained glass. Just give it like a bit of a mixture of these two. Just to break up the little squares with some different squares. Go a little faster. Come on. Follow after. Oh. And then over here we'll do arched. Mostly because I like the arches. And they kind of look like they're stained. Like the artsy stained glass windows that you have in churches. There we go. Don't know. I don't know. Okay. I also, is there a better way to add items, a faster way to add items to Minecraft than just writing them all out? Because if I have to write them all out, that's gonna take some time. Because I've got what, 80 cards now? If I have to make 80 cards, that's gonna take a while. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's fine. That looks pretty good. Now we'll put some bigger windows in here. You are lovely, I think that you are. And there we go. That should be all the windows in place. I don't know what this is gonna look like though. Now I also need to do the basement, and that's fairly simple because that just requires me to have a wand and take my position 1 all the way down here. And I should be able to just do that, which is gonna incorporate that a little bit, and then slash replace orange, that's not how you spell orange, wool with chipped massive, let's do andesite bricks. There we go. Basement. How to make ponder scenes? No, I'm not at that point yet. I'm still very much learning. There we go. Cactus farm. It is very dark. Is there a way I can light this up without it affecting the rates? No, I haven't even figured out how to incorporate create yet. So that still needs to happen. Oh, I can put one of these. That shouldn't be there. I can just put one of these on. And this one will be that. Yeah, that's good. So we have Cactus Farm. We have all the other farms, which we're gonna need to do some you know, connecting, I guess, is the way to say it. And we're gonna have to add some connections between this and the quartz that we're farming. But overall, doing pretty well. Okay, and then we'll put you one there, one there. It's gonna clear most of this. I just want to get rid of as many torches as I can. That's useless over there. This would help. There we go. And I think I'll be fine. Okay, I think that is factory done. I'll wait for the other factory to finish up the other factory before making stuff like the environment. But I do want to take a schematic of this and just kind of put it in the world to see what it's gonna look like and where I want this to be, because I don't want this to be close to the other farms. But yeah, we'll have to kind of see what the land dictates. The pumped up kicks are better run, better run. Send some things on Discord. Okay. I'm gonna get this into the world, or at least as a schematic into the world, and then we'll open up some of the modding stuff. You would share your cards Excel file for what? What do you want to do with it? I probably not, I guess. Because it is kind of like a thing I'm working on actively. Maybe, I don't know. I don't feel like sharing stuff like that. Like, I'll show it on stream, sure, but sharing it is a different thing. Just gonna make sure that we have space around here for the schematic. I wanted to get started on learning Minecraft modding, but instead of doing something useless, put your card in mod. Alois, I've already started doing that, so it wouldn't really be necessary. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing later on, after I get this done. Why did I turn away? I mean, I didn't turn away. I think Cube.js is great for prototyping. But if I want to expand on it, if I want to expand on this packet and I want to keep it going, it gives me more control, right? It gives me more control over what I add, what I do with it, when I add it, because I don't have one. I'm mostly thinking of when updates are starting to roll out. Right, when things are starting to update and stuff, I'm gonna be stuck waiting on Cube.js to update. Whereas if I make my own mod, I don't have to wait. I can update it myself. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to update it directly, but the moment the dependencies come out, I'll be able to do it. That was most of my logic behind it. Is that I can actually do the upkeep myself. Plus, if I ever want to put it on a, like, let's say hypothetically, I don't know if this is going to happen, but hypothetically, if we want to play it on the Just Create server, I can just import the mod. I don't have to do all the files and stuff. Okay, let's do this. Die fact. Oh, that's the wrong button. Come on. Opening Luderia has become quite significant, and I'm thinking of playing on a server permanently, but that is gonna cost me money, which I don't want to do. But dude, it's so slow. This is what I'm seeing right now. It's just chunks. Okay, so I want to keep it away from this factory because I want to fill up the space around this with a little bit more of some houses. The problem is I still want it to be. I don't want it to be like all the way over here, right? So either we go right here, Or we go right here, which I wouldn't be angry about, lest that be not that cool of a, because that pond is really cool, which, you know, it's not perfect, but because we need to have space for another factory, and I kind of want to use all of this for, like, I wouldn't call it like a garden or a park, but this would be such a cool park, you know? So I want to stay away from that. Maybe we get rid of this and replace this with the factory and put the station somewhere else. Where did I put my backpack? I might actually have put my backpack away. It's not great. Because I don't have my cannon on me. How long have we been going? An hour and a half. Okay, we can do an hour and a half of coding. At least figuring things out, and then I can do the rest on my own. If I wanted to. Because, like, putting in all the cards is gonna be hell. There's one thing that I do want to test, and that is, I want to test out if I can use the same texture for multiple items, which that should be possible, but I don't know if it is. Been thinking too much. I don't know a lot, but I think we go use of ChatGPT. Basically, this then hand corrected yourself. Maybe. I mean, it's a different. I don't know. Maybe I can just. I'll have to compare the two because they're quite different. The file structure is quite different. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, damn it. Okay, how hard is it to make a that's easy enough. I can do that. Oh, also remind me, we need to do a stream where we light up the underside of this, because I am getting a bit boring of all the noise. Bit bored of all the noise. Just another regret. Wait, is that not how? Oh, it slams. Right. There we go. What did you say about noise? We need to light up this thing because I'm getting sick of all the zombie noises and stuff. So we need to light up the underside of the of the island. So we'll do that on a stream one day, if we've got like an hour or so left over. Oh, dirty little secret. Be just another regret. Whoa. Secret, dirty little secret. There we go. Let's place that over here. It's going to be a bit on the bigger side, but half of this is going to get buried, so we don't really care. Let me move it back. I kind of want to rotate it like with the door in that direction. Because if I'm gonna grab this, ooh, maybe we raise it up. I like the idea of raising it up and then having like a second retaining wall. Because if I could, and have our dirt level be this high, that'd be great. Because then I don't have to dig all of this out. And I just have to dig this out and then a little bit of that. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. I can live with that. And what do we think, chat? What do we think? I like the tower. That's gonna add a lot of a lot to the skyline over here, which is good. And then we'll have another factory building on this side, like in a kind of an L shape. That is gonna be our card factory, and then we might add a little smaller building behind here to make the liquid dye. But that is for later. Today we're just gonna do that, and then maybe I'll get my my inventory list ready, so that if I do end up staying up late, I can already gather most of this stuff. Okay. That being said, I think that's enough Minecrafting today. We're gonna work on some coding real quick. Let's see. Apparently they even split the ponder function out of create, so mods could add ponder without needing to create. Yeah, I know. Well, no, I didn't know that. I thought you needed create for pondering. Okay, so welcome to the dev stream. Okay, we are gonna look into this. I'm gonna quickly hit sync real quick, just so that we're up to date. So I've got 2 cards in there already and a creative tab. That's what I have so far. Let me run the client real quick. Have that open up. Come on. Single player. And then if you go into here, you can see that we have a tab with 2 cards. Is it like one? I have no idea how this works. Well, okay. So far, first of all, I also don't have that much of an idea. But basically what you do is you have this file called mod items, where you make a new item for every card, right? Or you make a new line for every item. So I could just copy this, but when you think about doing this 80 times, I need to make 80 lines of code in here then. Which, you know, is doable. But it's not the fastest. And then, of course, maybe this is something we should be doing today, is figuring out how to do some of the fancier stuff, like tooltips and stuff. Before I start adding more cards, I want to be sure that we have a finalized setup, you know? So maybe we look into let me do that. Tooltips 9 episode. Yeah, I know, it's the same playlist I've been following. The thing is, I don't have a YouTube Premium, so I'm gonna keep getting ads, which is not good. But I can look into okay. So let me see. You can have an ad blocker extension. I know, but not all of the extensions are that great at blocking ads. Recipes and loot tables. Custom advancement items. Food for fuel. Custom tooltips. Custom tags. That is something I want to look into. Tags and tooltips. Okay. Okay, let me first of all, extensions. What's a good extension for? What's a good one? Can we do a reaction stream? Yeah. But I want to get rid of all the ads first. uBlock. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I am gonna have to unmute my tab real quick.
Modding courses available down below with over 11. So back and tell you once more. And in this tutorial, we're going to be talking about custom tags and what those are. Now, these are not name tags. No. These are tags that we've previously seen. And that was going to be, well, that was when we added the mineable tag and the needs X tool tag over here.
Okay.
And now we're actually going to make a custom tag. And that custom tag is going to...
What tags? Because I want to group my cards as well. So I want to have a tag for, let me get my Excel file out. I want to have a tag because if tags are what I think tags are, that means that making recipes are going to be a lot easier. Because if I can make a tag, let's say deity card, right? Then I can use that tag instead of having to list all 8 deity cards or 9 deity cards. That's kind of what more important, right? I would say that getting your backend set up right for the first couple of cards so that you can keep that backend, so getting all your tags set up, getting all your categories set up, getting your stuff set up, and then you can add all your information on top of that. I feel like that is deity cards, not Diddy cards, deity as in deity cards, like that card, not Diddy cards. So
allow us to do some, better mod compatibility between your mod and possibly other mods.
Okay, let's see.
What we'll do is in our custom block class, so when we added the magic block, what we did is we said, well, if the item that we're throwing onto this, right, is a raw bismuth, then we're going to turn that into a diamond. But now I actually want to say, well, wait a second, what if I'm going to say the actual item we're throwing onto the block, if that is part of a particular tag, then I want to change that into a diamond. The positive qualities that we get from that is we can easily expand this. Secondly, we could expand this to include items of other mods that don't exist just yet because, well, we don't have those mods.
I mean, full screen doesn't really work because of my face.
Optionally. And thirdly, other mods could then also add their own items to that particular tag, and it would work without any issues. So those are, in my opinion, pretty major positives. So let's take a look. There are 2 places, so to speak, where we need to define our tag. If we want to use our tag inside of the code, which of course we want to, right? We want to sort of replace this if statement with, well, evaluating our custom tag. Then we need to make a class. Otherwise, it would also work only making a JSON file, but obviously then it's not really being used anywhere. We're going to start with the code. So in our tutorial mod package, I'm going to right click new package called util. That's just always the package.
Yes, tags are what you use in attribute filters.
New Java class called the mod tags class.
Okay, wait.
A new Java class called the mod click new package called util. That's just always the package where I put my tags in, and then in the util package, a new Java class called the mod tags class.
Okay, I'm gonna be switching between these two. But he's going in here goes Java. No, wait. Is he doing class? I think he's doing class, right? Util. No, that's not what he's doing. Delete. Where's my delete? Util file. Yeah, it's a package. Util, and then he goes new Java class. He calls it mod tags. Right? Yes. Add. No, split screen is gonna crowd up my entire thing, I think. You're still gonna be able to hear him, so.
Static classes. It's gonna be a public static class over here. And that's gonna be the blocks class, and then another one, and that's gonna be a public static class called items. Start with the items. Class. Very straightforward. A helper method, a private static, and that's going to be a tag key from Minecraft tags over here of type item.
Box.
This is going to be the create a tag method.
Let me get that typed in. Public static class items. They should be capitalized. And then this guy also should be capitalized. It's really crazy in terms of modding. I mean, sure, I don't know.
With a string name parameter, and here we're simply going to return item tags dot create, passing in resource location that from namespace and path tutorial mod dot mod id, and then the name parameter, and there we go. That's the
okay. I'm gonna type that over. I don't know what all it does, but oh well. Private static tag item wait, what? Create what is it called? Goals and gears. Create tag. Why is it not? Why is this a problem? String. Can't see what he's doing. String space name. Return item tag dot create here dot mod idea name. Okay, why import class? Okay, give me that. And why is... Oh, because this one needs... No, it does need a capital C. I don't know why...
The helper method done, and then the name.
For him? Oh, string needs capital S. There we go. And then that... Why is that not?
Parameter, and there we go. That's the helper method done, and the same thing, literally just copy it over to the blocks over here, change this to the block, making sure we choose net Minecraft world level block here as a class, very important. And then here, this is now the
okay, block. Block, and then this needs to be block tags.
Block tags.create, and that's literally both classes done. As always, of course, all of the code is also available down below in the GitHub repository, so you can double check that there as well. But for the time being, we now want to add an item tag.
Why am I getting 2 errors? Comma or what? Oh, I need an extra. Yeah, I need an extra one of these. There we go. Wait, what? Blocks. Block tags, point, create. That should work though. Type block. Oh. There we go. There we go.
And that item tag is going to be a public static final tag key of type item.
Public
It's going to be the transformable underscore items equal to the create tag method. And then this is the same name, transformable underscore items. And that's it. That's basically the tag defined. Now do note that the tag doesn't exist yet because we still have to create it in our data folder.
And then this would be my let's say deity cards equals create tag string deity cards. There we go.
But let's first of all jump back to the magic block and actually change this, right? So we see right now we have this as our if statement, right? So
yeah, but what's magic block? Oh, he's in blocks. I need to. I want to do item.
There that is thrown onto it is a raw bismuth. Then we're going to turn it into a diamond. Now what I want to do is valid item and then passing in the item entity dot get item. Now of course this method doesn't exist because we haven't created it. But that is a way that you can program, right? You just write, okay, there's going to be our new, our new method. We then hover over this and create that method. And you can see it immediately is a Boolean and has our item stack as a parameter. And here we're not going to return false. We actually want to return the following. We're going to take the item. So this is the item stack dot is and then mod tags dot items dot transformable items. Meaning we're going to
wait, what?
Going to return a true if the item stack that we found to be thrown onto the block is part of this transformable items tag. That's it, and that is going to be a true, and then those are going to all be turned into diamonds. As for the contents of the tag, well, let's go to our data folder, tutorial mod, and then here you want to make a new directory called tags instead of the.
Okay, so I need in resources. Aside from assets, I need a new directory called data. Let me collapse these for a second. Data. In there, I need new directory. Well, here's. And then in there, a new directory with tags.
There another new directory called item, very important, and then
file.
the JSON file has to be named exactly like this. So I'm actually going to simply copy the name over.
That's not what I need. I need a directory. Delete, yes. Hello? Okay. Tags, new directory, item, and then in that item,
making sure to have the correct name over here, transformable underscore.
New file, and then I need to look at those. What did I do? deity underscore cards dot JSON probably.
For items data JSON, and then the contents of this I will actually copy over as well. Once again, those are available to you. And see, those are values over here. We got bismuth, raw bismuth, and I've also added, you know, coal, a stick, a compass, just to basically.
Okay. So it's basically just a boom string values. Square brackets, and then it's just wait, what? Yeah, no. Gods. Gods, gears. So those should now have a tag of a deity.
We see that, well, this is going to be a little bit of a different change over here. With this done, now all of these different items over here can be changed to a diamond when thrown onto a magic block. And that's, I mean, basically how easy it is, right? So in terms of tags in and of themselves, I've...
Wait, that's how you format it, no? Oh no, the last one doesn't have a compass. Comment.
Different items over here. And that's, I mean, basically how easy it is, right? So in terms of tags in and of themselves, I've...
So if I now run this client, I should be able to see a tag on both of those. That is, deity cards. Code jump scare? Yeah. We're trying to make an actual mod and not just use Cube.js to make the cards in the game. We're actually coding a mod. Okay, single player tests. I'm playing around with tags and hopefully getting them correct. So if I now go in here, I hit F3H for tooltips. Okay, but how can I look into this though? How can I see what tag they have in game? Probably not, right? Okay. Oh well.
Previously said, you know, they're basically just collections that...
F3H, you can see tags? Really? I mean, it should have gotten this tag right here. Right? Because I made this tag right here. I don't know. We'll see. If it isn't enabled cross instance, probably. And what is re-enabling? How do I re-enable that? For now, custom tooltips. F3H. Oh yeah, but I already did that. What other backend is important? Did that in Luderia? I know, but I also did it just now. Okay, that's not important. Custom armor, no. Full effects, no. Custom, no. Item properties. I'm still getting ads. Also look hold on item and do /data. Okay.
available down below. With over 11,
Let's see.
we're going to be taking a look at item properties. Those are actually very, very interesting, and they can be used to basically, in highest level overview, change the texture of an item depending on all sorts of different things, be it on the biome that you're in, be it on something on the stack, like, for example, some data components. You know, think about that one.
Oh.
That's going to be very interesting. But what we are going to basically do is we have the chisel item right here. And what we're going to do is
but
when you've used this once, then what I simply want to do...
Okay, so this is not where, like, stack counts are. Is that... Where would I do stack sizes? Where would I change stack sizes? Maybe mention making tools, weapons, and armor. Maybe. But I would assume that there's an entire video about data stuff. Data components, maybe?
You.
No, I don't want ads. I don't want to show my chat ads. I don't mind getting ads, but I don't want to show my chat. Let me see. Aha! This is the one that we want. The one that we want. It's the one we want. Yeah.
of modding courses available down below with a component. And inside of there, we need to make a new Java class called the mod. Component system is actually backwards compatible because there's some really interesting cool stuff. If we press shift twice and we look for the data components class, well, if I read this correctly, components, there you go. That is going to be this one. You can actually see the different data components that exist in vanilla. And one of them, the first one here, is custom data, which in theory you could literally just use this custom data over here. And if we go into this control left click, you can see it has a compound tag, which is NBT data. The only thing you really need to do if you want to still use compound tags, right? So NBT data, you can literally just use the custom data over here. But that's not what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're first of all going to actually make a completely or a more or less custom data type, right? That's just going to save some coordinates. So what I want to do is when I have the chisel item right here, we're just going to expand this a bit. What I want to do is when I right click on a block, I just want to also save the block data on it and display that as a hover text. Literally all I want to do, it's nothing too crazy, but it is an interesting showcase of the components. So let's just take a look. So in the tutorial mod package over here, when I right click, new package called component. And inside of there, we need to make a new Java class called the mod data components class. There we go. And this is going to be quite interesting.
Okay, let's do that while we still know what he's saying. Package called, what was it? Component. Let me put that. Okay, the question is, do we want to do that? Let's do, because, okay, he has a video on data generation.
Just you.
No, I don't want your ads. Okay, let's see. Does he have block root tables, data generator, running data gen tasks, making block states? Huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna do this step for step because I'm gonna get lost. Data gen. And then from there on out, we're doing what? Data generators. Yes, we'll add it. That's quite a title. Mod block loot table provider add mod block I mean, I'm not doing any blocks for now, so technically I don't need these, but on the other hand, might as well be interesting. So I already have them. State provider. Oh, I already have that one. Tag provider. Sure. Then mod item model tag provider. What's the last one? Oh, the recipe. And then new mod recipe provider. Okay. What's with this guy? Loot table. Is that where we are? Yeah. Extends block loot sub provider. Wait, what? Hover over what? This one. Wait, what? Where do we need to hover over? Oh, here. Okay. Okay. Dude, I don't know what this all is, but I guess we just do this set of feature. Your flags dot registry dot all flags. Dude, he's going way too fast. Override. Override. Protected. Iter. Block. Get known box. God. Return mod blocks. Mm-hmm. I guess. Dot stream. Dot map. Folder. Oh, it's this guy. Value. Iterator. Did you figure it out? I'm doing classes. I'm now doing data generation, so I can do stack sizes. Would a bundle be game rules? No. No. Don't think so. Didn't get a word of what you said. I'm doing data gen, which is proving to be a little complicated, maybe. But I don't know. Wait, what kind of token am I missing? That's fine. I have not made that class. Those are fine. Okay. The thing is, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following the freaking video. The thing is, I don't think I need block stuff. So I think I'm gonna. This is gonna be weird, but I think I might just, you know, not do any of this and just do the item stuff. Because I only need item. I need tags, I need models, and I need recipes and the item stuff. Right? That's kind of all I need. And then data generators. Right? Because, okay, what I want to change the stack sizes, and it's not saying how to do it. Forge modding, food and fuel. Custom advanced block, custom advanced item. Damn it, freaking ads. Creating custom advanced item class, creating advanced item, being custom advanced item in Minecraft. Okay, but allow me to.
With no added functionality or no special properties. However, that is what we're going to do. We're going to make a custom item class. So basically, an advanced item is what I call an item that has a custom item class, where we can basically add all sorts of crazy functionality to it. So let's take a look. In our item package,
I don't care about functionality. I care about how it
custom. This is just for organizing purposes. And then inside of the custom package, we're going to right click new Java class, and we're going to call this the chisel item in this case. Now, the convention is to name this particular class whatever you basically are making, right? So this would be chisel, and then also always add an item here as a suffix. That is a good idea as a convention, so you know, oh, this is an item. Right one, we hover over this create constructor matching super, and in theory, you could typing in override, you can certain things happen. So this is really freaking cool, right? So I highly recommend to take a look at those. You can also go into the item class itself by control left clicking on this and see, well, most of the methods. As you can see, it's a very, very long class. And you also can go to the item extension, actually, item extension. You can take a look at item work. How does a brush work? You can take a look at every single one of the item that kind of works like this. Just take a look at that, and then from there you are basically golden. Now, method over here, this one right here, that is the method.
Okay, that is
That's going to be equal.
So wait, can I not just do that in here then? If I go into mod items, can I not just do that in here? Can I not just override stack size in here? Because I feel like that would be...
Well, that's going to be cool.
You know? That would be easier than making a new class for them.
Equal to this variable, the colon, and we now have access to the clicked block. Another question is, well, now we want an if statement, and we somehow want to say, well, if this click block is, well, you know, one of the blocks that we want to be able to transform, then we proceed and actually transform it.
No, I don't care about that.
We're going to do this with a map. Passing in the item consumer over here, and then
item properties, probably in here, right? Item properties, stack, max, stack, no. Huh. Do I have a list of... Now we're going off the beaten path. I'm trying to figure this out. I want to change the stack size of these cards. Fanciful, dye color, no. Ag item, no. I saw items. Properties. Rarity, okay. Durability, okay. Max 2. Okay, so if I do, hopefully, if I do stack 2, no. Okay, so that's not it. Override, no, also not it. God damn it. Equals 4. Is that how you do it? Okay, so that's not how you do it. Stacks. Properties. Okay. Okay. Neoforge. Neoforge. Change. Stack. Size. Item. Okay. Creating an item. That's fine. Item properties parameter can be created using item properties of, also because we're calling its methods. So they do what? Properties. So they, okay, but this isn't explaining how they change the properties though. They just add a property. ID count. Oh. So in many situations, examples, recipes, items, stacks need to be represented as a JSON file. An item stacks JSON representation looks the following way. Components. Override true. Creative tabs, we've already done creative tabs. So is there a way that I can, item stacks are mutable objects. This means that if you call, for example, set count or any data component map methods, the item stack itself will be modified. Vanilla uses mutability, item stack yes, and several methods rely on it. Split. Item stack. However, this can be dealing with multiple stacks. Insert extract form. In many situations, where a recipe item stack needs to be represented as JSON objects, item. Okay. But do I have to make one of these? Or like with blocks and block states, most places where you'd expect an item actually use an item stack instead. Item stacks represent a stack of multiple items in a container. Copy the stack. Okay, but do I need to make a file for every item stack or no? This is the problem with not knowing what you're doing. I have no idea. Functionality, no. So if I do, let's say we go in here, set stack, no. Set count, also no. God damn it, I'm stuck. I'm stuck, chat. How do I fix this? Well, not fix this. How do I solve this is the problem. tags. Okay, let's look at one of the videos that does like armor and stuff. Maybe that'll. These are loot tables. Custom advanced item is not what we need. Food and fuel. Maybe it's freaking ads, dude. Let's see.
Over 11 hours of content covering everything from the basics all the way to block entities and custom mobs. Alright, fans, back and tell everyone more. And in this tutorial, we're gonna be adding
vanilla food recipes,
custom fuels to Minecraft, of
custom
course, here, with
food item and assets.
And for everyone that just wants
adding
custom
things,
fuel. You can basically check the description, and there's timestamps available as well.
Data map,
of course, all of the code and everything for download is available too in the description. And there we go. Now, when it comes to the fuels, there's actually two different ways that we can add fuels. That's why we got just a little bit. At some point, you should find the build fuels method, and you can see the different items and blocks and their respective burn times in ticks. And that is going to be a great resource as well. And yeah, this is the way. So we basically have some data maps. Neo4j has added some of those to be able to more easily add things to certain well, in this case, fuels need to go through. That's not going to be anything surprising over here. So, of course, adding them to the creative mode tab, we want to make sure that they have a...
No, okay, that's not what we need. Okay, non-blocks, that's not what we need. Block states, data components. Let's go back in here.
Just you.
God damn it. This far away from just not using YouTube anymore.
Data component system and item stacks. 121 modding courses available down below. System is actually backwards compatible because there's some really interesting cool stuff. If we press what we're going to do,
custom data components,
data components class, soon as they are inside of the world. And the same thing goes with stacks and items, right? So this particular chisel item over here, if we look at it, I'm creating this one time over here, right? The class is created one time to an instance of this particular class. However, if I have 3 different chisels in my inventory, they're all going to take different durability damage because they're all different item stacks, right? Very important once again. The item stack is the instance of the item, and that is a very important distinction. So we need to get the item stack. To get this in the use on method, we're gonna get the context.get item in hand. And this basically is the item stack. We can actually hover over this and you can see there's an item stack over here. And here, literally super easy, calling the .set method, and you can see you want to give it a data component type and then a value. So that
but that
just now. That's how easy
that is for doing damage. It's not for setting stack size.
As well as the get method. In the set over here as well, this is also nullable, meaning that you can pass in a null over here if you here. And of course, right now I haven't clicked anything, so nothing has happened. However, if I right click on any block over here and I now hover over this, last block changed at this particular block position. This is obviously going to change if I change it somewhere else, right?
That's
so now
not
it's,
what I need,
let's say, minus 26.
That's not what I need. Custom tools.
Some tools to Minecraft. 121 Minecraft modding courses available down below with over 11 hours of bismuth_tool. Now, in theory, we don't need this necessarily inside of the code because that is only going to be a JSON tag, but it still makes sense to add this right here. And then the other one is the incorrect_for_bismuth_tool. And then of course, changing the name here to making sure we write this correctly, incorrect_for_bismuth_. And then we can also add all of them to the data gen, and we actually need to do two things in the data gen. First of all, the item models over here, very straightforwardly, where we will actually make another custom method. Now, why would this be the case? Why can't we just use the basic item? Well, because our custom tools have to be handheld items. Otherwise, they will not show up properly in third person, right? So if you have a normal text row, be the case. You then have the, I think that every one of them has it, a shovel. You can add this to the shovels. You can have the as well as the needs the incorrect tool over here. Hey, bismuth can basically mine everything that iron can and below. That's the whole idea.
You know what I'm gonna do? This is something I need to do off stream because it's getting too complicated and my brain cannot deal with it. My brain cannot deal with it right now. So I'm gonna do it off stream. I'm gonna follow the tutorial for data gen because that seems like it's a challenge and a half. So yeah, I'm gonna commit then push my stuff to okay, come on, commit and push. That should have changed all of that. Give me a second. I want to check if it actually did a job. Okay, we do have data gen files now. Okay, I am going to deal with that later. I am going to save all of this. Hello, Trickster. Welcome in. How you doing? Gonna save all of this. And then I might look at wait a second. Let's go back for a second because I want to see if I can easily turn my cube.js file into Java. Right? Because this is the mod, right? This is our code for a mod, but I want to see if I can grab my cube.js files and easily turn them into this code. Desktop instances, Luderia, cube.js, startup scripts, main.js. Alright, so because right here we're using event creates, which is not what we want to do. Also, welcome in, Trickster. We're not doing Minecraft at the moment, as you might have noticed. Well, technically this is still Minecraft, but we're modding Minecraft instead of playing Minecraft. I am not somebody who makes mods, so hello, Wicked. What is that? Skip this file. All right, so I need an easy way. Oh, come on, dude. What's happening? Oh, give me a second. Wait, how am I low on disk space? How am I low on disk space? Nope. I don't want to drag you away. Give me a second. Yes. I know you can't see what I'm doing, or you shouldn't be seeing what I'm doing. Give me a second. Yes. Not that this is gonna save a lot of space. I don't know where all that space went though. Okay, get rid of that. I'm getting rid of some stuff. Give me a second. Okay. That's fine. You can get rid of you. Okay. I don't use that anymore. You're gonna hear a couple of to-dooms. Just give me a second. Doing some live troubleshooting. I don't see why all of this is like, so I don't know why. I don't know, dude. Of that as well. Yes. 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 Okay, that should save me some space. Of course, problem is gonna be reoccurring, so I really need to figure out where all that space goes. Okay. One more. Waiting on one more. That bought me nothing. Mm-hmm. Come on. Still waiting on the last one to do its job. Thing is, I probably should also like clean out my download folder a little bit. But that's for later. For now, I want to see if I can take these, which are in a completely different like way, and you know, easily make them into this, right? How am I gonna do that? Let me see if I can get this right. We're gonna copy that. New. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna take all. Who was it that said that? Was it Alois? I'm gonna see if ChatGPT can do it. Create a Java file for all these events. No, that change. File to a public static final deferred item item and then I need to do oh wait, no, in this file that create a Java file that follows this pattern and use all the data, the attached code. This pattern public static final deferred register deferred item item power equals items register, and then I need brackets with a string in it. Or like, nope. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Follow this pattern. I forgot to shift enter. Another set of brackets, little arrow, new item, another set of brackets, new item dot properties, properties another set of brackets. Code. Okay. Use following code. Send. Let's see what he does with that. For item properties. Oh, he's actually not too shabby. If on display name tooltip, stackable behaviors to match to keep JS data. Tell me what modding setup you're using. I'm using Neo4j. Make item model files and add stack to one. Okay, let's see what he does. Okay. So if you want to do that, he does item properties dot stacks do one. Oh, that's how you do it. Interesting. Dot stacks do one. Okay. Then I can copy all of these and then paste them in here. Why he's making a problem out of this, I don't know. Probably because we haven't made them yet, right? Let's get rid of a couple of these. Because I know there is we need to register items somewhere. Main. No, wait. This is not where you register items, right? Or do I? No. Okay, why are we not getting the purple one? Item, mod items. I need to. You know what? I'm gonna go and take a little break. I need to go to the toilet, so I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see if I can figure this out. Because I think that's just how you do it, right? Hey, no, that's not why you do it. Huh. Why am I... Okay. The final, the third item. Why are these turning purple? Colon is never used. I know. Do I just... Okay, let's just do this then. Output accept mod items colon. Huh. Oh. Okay, and now it's gonna turn purple? Okay, now it is, okay. Can I like copy this? And then we change this to be let me split you to the right so I have probably should be seeing all this, right? Beryllia. As well. Since and Irolis. There we go. That's that. So those should now all be fine, right? Should all be in the tab, but now we need to do need to go in here and do language. This give me more space. Now I know why people who code have more than more what you call them, monitors all over with the capital. Solon to bullet. There you go. go. There we go. And we just keep going. Harness, Roxas, to Roxas. And then last one is Iralis to Iralis. So that's good. And then we need to go into models. We need to do that. Change this to lore.json. Add lore. Solon.json. And change this to Solon. Shift. Yeah. This is something I'm gonna have to do for every card, which is, yeah, kind of annoying, but yeah, that happens. You really which 4 edicts are gonna be fine because that's all the same card, so I just have to like copy the title. It's just, you know, kind of annoying to do. Garnus and do I not need a comma? No, okay. I don't know why I put a comma there then. So just, did you use, I did. I tried it out and it's honestly pretty good. There's a couple of things that I need to do myself, like the JSON files. I need to make them all myself. But that's fine. That's fine. As long as I can do like the main body of the code, I'm happy. I mean, it can make the files, but I would still have to import them all myself. So it's gonna be as fast as doing this if I were to copy them all over. Okay, now the true test is to run it and see if it works. Because if this works, okay, that's not good. It extends to data gen. Okay. that should now fix that. I hope. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Though I should be able to transfer all my cards fairly easily, which makes it so that we can easily work on the rest later. Like, I should be able to do this by tomorrow. Look at them. They're pretty cool. I am gonna see if I can add tags down. I mean, I technically have the tag folder in here somewhere. Also, I probably should put them in. Oh no, I've already put them in there. That's good. And then I just need to add these to that. But hey, and they only stack to 1. Great. I'm gonna see if he can easily add tooltips as well. Let's see. T-shirt, and small tooltips with colors, small. Super properties. See, now we're getting into now we're getting into something where I don't know what it is anymore. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna look into what tooltips are first before we do anything else. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on this because otherwise it's gonna get weird. What I do want to ask him, though, is if he can. What was I gonna ask? Aside from that, what else do I want to do? Oh, I want to. No, that's not. No, I'll figure that out myself. My brain is mush. And that is a good sign where I just kind of need to... I just kind of need to take a break. So, I'll get all the cards in later. I'll get tags on them so I can work with tags. I'll try and figure out create recipes as well and see if I can get the mod together. If that happens, I will put it in the Modpack, and then we'll see how quickly I can do my stuff. Right, but I need to figure out tooltips. I need to figure out the rest as well. But that's going to be for tomorrow. I won't be streaming tomorrow. We are going to be playing the game for the first time on Saturday, I hope. I'll let you guys know. So if you want to be there, you better be square. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a great, lovely weekend coming up, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.